Welcome back, everybody, to Mission 4. So, this is what I ended up with for this mission. These are the mechs I'll be using. Got the Eben Jaeger here. Here's the build. The Novas are both the same. They're just the good old small laser Nova. Here's the Night Gyre I'll be using. So, this has the same loadout as the Hunchback from the previous mission. Despite being 25 tons heavier, I have the same loadout of 5 UAC-5 solid slugs. What's the difference then? What am I getting in that 25 tons? Well, first of all, despite being heavier, the mech has a bigger engine so that it doesn't lose any speed. I have slightly more ammo, I have more jump jets, but most importantly of all, armor. I have built my Night Gyre like a tank. So the Hunchback may have had the same firepower, but it had paper-thin defenses. This Night Gyre is the same mech, but with way more armor. Like, this is almost Atlas levels of armor. Like, we're talking 100-tonner levels of armor on this 75-ton mech. So we will be able to tank shots all day, since that's what the AI's favorite pastime is. Even if your allies are standing right next to you, the enemy AI will almost always zoom in on whatever... It'll almost always hone in on whatever mech you're piloting. So if you switch to someone else, it'll hone in on that one. If you switch to, another pilot, it'll hone in on that one. But since I don't like switching that often, if possible, I've got my mech armored like crazy, especially since we're going to be going through the narrow corridors of this space station coming up. Yeah. Having armor is going to be a good thing. Here's my Huntsman. Hasn't really changed from last time. You may have noticed the paint jobs have changed a little bit. I went with a new camo spec. Yeah, there's the last Nova. It's just like I said, it's the same as before. But yeah, so I was using like stuff like this, or this, or this. But then I went to the Invasion color scheme and just did black and blue, and it painted these nice stripes all over it, and it looks nicer in my opinion. So we'll be using that from now on. Anyway, here, yeah, those are the mechs, and those are the pilots I gave them to. Here's what we're going to be researching. We're going to be researching the Ultra Autocannon projectile speed and pulse laser heat too. So that's pretty much, those are the primary weapons I'm going to be using, is Ultra Autocannons and pulse lasers, with a little bit of ER lasers thrown in on the side, is basically how we're going to be doing things. So the Ultra Autocannon projectile speed doesn't just give us more projectile speed, it also gives us more range. So that is actually a double upgrade and is very crucial if you're going to use the Ultra Autocannons, as I do. As I said before, if you put the Ultra Autocannons in a single fire group, they will never multi-tap and thus will never jam, giving you a way to fire them consistently. And then for my second weapon group, I have all of them just on group fire so that I can just multi-tap a bunch to finish off targets that are already weak. I find that to be an excellent way to make use of the Ultra Autocannons while not risking their, while not risking their jamming all the time. The single fire group that prevents you from multi-tapping makes the weapon a very steady and reliable weapon until you want to go for the risk reward, which in my opinion makes the Ultra Autocannons actually worth running. It It makes them a very steady, very good weapon to use, despite what many others have said about it. So, something like this. Anyway, so here are my upgrades for my lab. This is what I'm currently at. I think the game lies about these cycles. Normally, every 5 cycles is, like, there's 5 cycles between every mission, and that's usually how much time you get. But I have noticed that sometimes the game lies about, like, the actual research that gets done. Like, it says the next mission's in 25 cycles, but I think what the game meant was the last mission was that way. I think they messed that up, because I have played this upcoming mission before and it didn't finish the research I had lined up for it, even though theoretically with 25 cycles it should be able to finish anything at 7,650 research points. But then I remember I did the previous mission and it had a bunch of research going that should have been more than it was capable of finishing in 5 cycles, and then it completed it. So I think they actually mislabeled a couple of the missions here. So yeah, I wouldn't trust the 25 cycle thing. I don't know if anyone else will run into that problem or not, but I ran into it. Just making note of it. Chassis upgrades. I think I did a few. Yeah, I put some speed on the Hunchback, because it's a battle mech, so there's no alternate variants to unlock. You have to buy them separately. Yeah, I upgraded the Huntsman. Yeah, I did some minor chassis upgrades. Yeah, the Nova has chassis upgrades. I gave it some speed, because I'm already done unlocking nearly everything I need for it anyway. Yeah, the Rifleman got some speed. And of course, to the barracks, where I show off what I've got so far. Maxed out ballistic cooldown on Lilith. That is going to be super helpful. Next up, we're working on heat management, but for now, we're using ballistic weapons. The Night Gyre's just great like that. So we definitely are going to be happy with this ballistic cooldown. It'll make our firing rate nice and smooth despite only having 4 UAC-5s. Terra over here still working on getting her up, getting her mech expertise up. That's the most useful thing she does by far. Rick, just keep working on Sentry, Sniper, ballistic range and velocity, and energy range. I mean, it's just pretty much just any of these is generally good to work on. It doesn't particularly matter what order you do it in. There's Lilith again. Sam still saving up for evasion. That's very important. And Jonathan, of course, my man. Just keep upgrading that fast learner stuff. Although I think, yeah, no, it looks like I took the opportunity to level up heat management and energy cooldown a little bit before I finish leveling up fast learner here. Anyway, so that's where my pilots are at. That's the mechs I'm using. Now it's time to jump into the mission. Take us a space station.
Commands, thank you for joining me. Our jump procedure is complete. Arrival in the Alshane system is confirmed.
Are we not to begin landing on the ground, Sekar?
Neg. Gustav. Fill them in.
There are old Starleak orbital shipyards orbiting the planet right here. They were retrofitted into orbital gun platforms built into the outer perimeter of the main space station.
And they are operational?
Very much so.
Surely they detected our jump signatures. Why did they not blast us upon entry?
We were able to obtain the station's operational systems log. It outlines the dates for their systems reboot cycles.
We timed our jump for the station's sensors reboot. Next is their weapon systems. That gives us a window to disable the orbital cannons before the rest of our ships arrive and get hammered.
It sounds like we will be forming a boarding party.
Alf. Bravo. You will insert onto the station at this access point here.
Ship schematics show this is the fastest route to the outer perimeter of the station. You override a network of sealed gates weaving in and out of the station to reach the target cannons. Once they detect your presence, they will lock down the doors.
Got it.
Or we could just kick them in for you.
Your points will be busy on the main deck. Here. Once you insert onto the station, its short-range sensors will detect you. You must distract the main concentration of their forces, so Star Captain Lilith can focus on reaching the orbital cannons.
Any idea who we will be facing?
Elements of the 6 Alshin regulars and the Second Sword of Light.
Time to get acquainted with these elite samurai.
Their manifests show they also have aerospace assets in reserve.
I bid a star of Omnifighters to mitigate that. Star Commander Joanna will activate and give you air support. I will remain on the ship as your eye in the sky.
You will be a sitting duck if any Karitan ships jump into the system.
If they do, our emergence wave will keep them at bay long enough for you to execute. Silver Root, let us get to work.
Depending on how much you know about the MechWarrior universe, some of the writing is a little bit off in some places. But it's fine. It doesn't really ultimately matter. Oh, hello. Fatal error. Game crashed. Okay. Well, at least it's not lagging the stream or anything. One moment, guys. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. It was not but a brief interruption. I'll probably cut that out in the YouTube video. More space combat. Let's go.
Bravo! Our approach vector is clear. We are seconds out from the space station. There is a short window while their sensors are down, so be prepared to board quickly.
We have fought in space before, but there is a lot at stake. If we do not disable those orbital cannons, the work cannot begin on Alshane. We will face threats inside and outside of the station, so be on guard at all times.
Okay, we are in drop range, Ghost Bears. Board and take out those guns. Good hunting.
Sakan, Bravo has boarded the space station.
Operational command is yours, Star Captain. I will be your eye in the sky.
Thank you, Sakan. We are at our approach point. We will make our way through the outer perimeter to the cannons. We'll update as needed. Good luck, Silverroot.
Station teams, the replicated emergence waves have subsided. The station sensors are now active.
We're detecting activity on short range. They know we are here.
Then we are on the clock.
Replicated emergence waves? I think they changed the plan partway through writing this. Forgot to change some of the dialogue. Okay. So it's time to
Looks like we are approaching the first door, Star Captain. We need to locate the override terminal. I am on it.
drive our way like a
Count it.
sledgehammer
Moving
through
to
these
override.
forces.
Picking up heat signatures behind the door.
We are not gonna stop.
Fire at will! Fire at will!
We are going
Steer
to
clear
tear
of the
right
edge.
through.
Hostile alert! Enemies converging on us! Tag them.
Your target is a heat star, Captain. Nice work.
Tag them!
First section is clear. The next gate is dead ahead.
Here's our first scan.
Scanning.
We have contact inside the main deck.
Our first
Give them
salvage.
hell, Rook.
Yeah, there's our first salvage cache. So remember the salvage cache locations for this mission. Most missions in the campaign have 3 salvage caches to pick up. Just like the Smoke Jaguar campaign, they pretty much all had just 3 per mission. However, some of the missions in the Ghost Bear DLC have more than 3. And remember, optional objectives can also count as a salvage cache.
Brace yourselves. Overriding.
Overridden. Scan mode disengaged.
But especially for the next mission's sake, pay attention to the salvage locations in this mission now. They'll come back later.
Hostiles firing!
Detected. Jetted.
Counter.
Target destroyed. New target.
Another down!
New target. Destroyed. New hostile detected. Panther.
Utility section is clear.
Scan mode engaged.
We need to stay mobile. I have
Get that-
eyes on the next gate. I know the drill. Scanning for the override terminal. Overriding now.
Overridden.
That's the gate.
Detecting aerospace fighters on the other side. Razor 1, it is time for your star to join the fray.
Solid copy. We are advancing. Weapon systems on. Burning it. They are everywhere. Might take us a minute to get these harassers off your back, Star Captain.
Just do what you can. We have more incoming.
They are swarming us out here. Razor 3 just went down.
Poor Razor 3.
Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Hey, look out. Another wave coming.
Dig in. Dig in.
Destroyed.
Hostiles clear. Next gate is marked. On me. As ordered, Star Captain, on your sector. Scanning.
right. Weapons are good.
Disengaged.
Override complete. Contact! Push them back!
Oh.
Push them back!
That was a bad risk.
We have more company out here,
Not
Razors.
getting rewarded for that.
I have a bogey in sight.
Jammed immediately
These
that
Koreans are
time.
putting up a good fight.
They know what is at stake. We need to shift inside into the station berth.
Go.
Scan mode engaged.
It's our next salvage scan up there. We can technically get the third one from here, but
Scan
we won't bother with that. We'll get it the regular way.
target. Target.
Enemy mech out of commission.
Low. Target destroyed.
Direct hit. That pilot just ejected.
Destroyed.
Area secured.
Engaged.
Let us keep moving.
Scan.
We need to advance out of the space station to reach the gun platforms. The route to the gate is marked.
This place built warships. Kuritans are using it as a weapon.
Undeserving of this, or any other part of the inner sphere. All of their ideas and approaches, they just seem like a race to the bottom. That is why we will relieve them of their hold on this. Star Commander Rook, status?
They keep flooding into the main deck. We're loosening their grip.
Just enough ammo for this. As I said before, the game's pretty generous about ammo caches and repair bays, so you actually don't need too much ammo to get through. At least not on normal difficulty. Maybe on hard or trueborn you might need some more ammo, but and so maybe energy weapons would be a better idea for those difficulties, but here on normal difficulty, we can use ultra autocannons just fine. We can actually have a good time with them.
Copy that, Star Captain.
3 and yeah, just to be sure, I guess.
Understood, Star Captain.
We could get that salvage, as I said, through the floor. There's one way back there that we could get through the floor if we wanted, but I'll just show off where it is normally. But keep all these salvage locations in mind,
Offline.
because they will reoccur in the next mission. Giving us 6 salvage instead of 3 for the next mission. I do think they did a good job with the ambience for this place. For this walking along the space station, you really get a feel for like how big this place is. Like that's a jump ship right there in dock. We're walking around in these mechs that are like, you know, a few stories tall. So you get a sense for how big this whole place is.
Spotted the door.
Scanning now. Got it. Overriding now.
Oh, here we go.
Razor 1, we're about to advance back onto the outer perimeter.
It's the so-called...
Check our section for activity.
There are bogeys in that sector. On our way. Light them up, Bravo. Light them up.
Look at those misses. Look at the accuracy of our starmates right now.
Evade! Evade! Do not let it lock onto you!
It's just crazy.
Maneuvering for a shot! Maneuvering for a shot!
Bring it down. Bring it down.
A little bit of overacting here, I think.
Great shot, Star Captain!
opened the door for us.
Upper deck is clear.
We are getting closer to the cannon platforms. Keep pushing,
I mean,
Bravo.
scan this, but it doesn't do anything.
Computer shows the gate is down the ramp. Let us move.
The main deck is clear, Star Captain. More security forces in the lower decks. Bounding to them.
Scanning for the override terminal.
Wait. Where's my Oh.
Advancing on target path, Star Captain.
I told them to stop, and I forgot to tell them to come back here. To join me. Well, I don't want to fight the battle
you, Star
alone.
Captain.
Oops. Yeah, that's no good. Let's wait for our star mates to get over here. Don't want to be fighting alone. Our star mates may not be particularly useful. However, they're still useful as at least a meat shield or a distraction. It's the best use of our star mates is to distract.
You wrote it down, Star Captain.
Distract and shield. And I guess their fire support is helpful sometimes too. Sometimes.
Got it. Still 2 more.
More guards up ahead.
We need to power through.
It also looks like we're not taking out the cannons themselves. It looks like we're taking out the power supply for the cannons. Jenner jump scare? Hi, Jenner. There we go. That Jenner runs around the corner and it's quite the jump scare at point blank range. I see they're aiming for my legs again. So mean. Stormtroopers can only do so much. I mean, it does feel like my star mates have Stormtrooper aim. It really does. That is actually a surprisingly apt description. That is a weirdly apt description for their capabilities.
Mech is offline.
There we go. Good. No more exploding mechs either at the moment. But anyway, back there was our last salvage for this mission. Again, we could have reached that through the floor of the upper area. We will in fact do that in the next mission, but for now.
Got it. Orbital cannons are offline.
For now, just take note
Ghost
of
bears,
that location.
I see you knocked out the cannons. Scans showing plenty of resistance remains on the station. Detecting mass signatures at the top.
Yep.
Let us not
Lots of
keep
them.
them waiting. Doors up ahead. Scanning. Stand by for override.
I guess these Surahs have not had enough yet. You prefer they surrender? Never.
We have repair bays here. Everyone patch up if needed. These station forces still have some fight left in them.
We see more activity on the underside, Star Captain. We will head them off.
Okay. 2. Repair.
Executing order.
3. Repair. 4.
Order
Repair.
heard, Star Captain.
5. There's 5 repair bays. You don't have to think about it. It's clearly meant to be a checkpoint in the mission where everyone repairs up. But of course, if you look at the percentages, there's only one of us who really needs the repairs, and it's obviously me. Since whoever you're piloting is going to end up inevitably doing all the work. As I said, the enemy AI loves to target whatever mech you're in. And it only fires at your star mates if you aren't available as a target. Always, or nearly always, prioritize you unless otherwise engaged.
Advancing on target path, Star Captain.
Alright. If you feel this build is too risky for hard or trueborn, like this ultra autocannon build, don't worry, I'll be showing off a large pulse laser build later that you can use for those difficulties.
Door is opening.
Just a few more sections left to clear.
More contacts. We need to fight our way to the top and end this.
Smoke that target. Blasting that target.
Okay, so I already know how this confusing little section goes.
Repositioning now.
Just gonna tell them to advance up. This Jenner hangs out on the bottom, which confuses our AI allies. So I'm just gonna go down here, hunt these guys down. So I know how this goes.
More hostiles.
We need to clear this deck and get to the top.
Roger.
Turns out jamming doesn't matter if all of the enemies are dead.
Another target down, Star Captain.
But then if you,
Nailed that mech.
yeah,
Pilot just bailed out.
but then if you mess up, then they get to live. High risk, high reward.
Good shooting, Star Captain. The deck is clear.
Our path to the top is clear.
Good, good,
Just
good.
one more door to override.
So again, I came down here because if you don't come down here, sometimes the Locust and the Jenner and the other light mechs will hang out down here at the bottom of the ramp, and you won't be able to see them or shoot them because of the angle. And they won't come up for a while. So
Stand by. Scanning.
if you want to get through here quickly, just go down there and flush them out yourself.
Brace yourselves,
best way.
Bravo. Going to override.
Okay.
We need to advance up the ramp. We have contacts waiting for us. We are going to secure the space station, Bravo. Whatever it takes.
Let's get that ammo cache and shove up the ramp here. Oh, come on. Yeah, bad jam.
Red down. Red down.
Sometimes they jam immediately, and sometimes they don't jam for a long time. So you can never tell precisely when the autocannons will jam. It is a risk
Coordinates locked.
to do
Moving.
things this way. I just think it's a very fun risk. So if it pays off in spades.
Threat neutralized.
Kill things really fast.
More reinforcements advancing on us.
Ooh. My allies nailed that one. Lucky. Oh, come on, another bad
Top of the
jam.
station is secured. Command.
Oh well.
Status.
We're done
All threats
anyway.
inside the station have been neutralized.
No flyers on radar. Sakan Kabritsky. The orbital shipyards are now under our control.
Great work, Ghost Bears. I will see you all on the ship.
Okay. That worked out. Again, max weapons, then equipment, then mech components. They did actually give us a rifleman. Well, that's good, because I got one in my other file as well. Now that we've taken the space station, now we have to defend it. Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, consider checking me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/TrinfiniteX every Friday, Saturday, and Monday. I'd love to meet you. The details will be down below in the description. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and a comment on what game you'd like to see next, or what you think of my content. I'd be happy to hear from you. As always, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you around.